My name is Arishkan Binamjakan. My matrix number is 1035. Today I'm going to talk about Secure Bank. As an online banking institution, handling sensitive customer data and includes personal and financial information. However, recently, security incidents such as phishing attacks and data leaks and weak access control have exposed vulnerabilities in its information security framework. To address these challenges, this security improvement plan outlines key weaknesses, recommended enhancement and structured approach to employee education, ensure secure bank strengths is cyber security posture and maintains customer trust.
Hi everyone, my name is Ingrid. My matrix ID is 10D8024F1217. Today I will be explaining about how to identify and explain at least 3 key weaknesses in Secure Bank's current information security practices. Weak security policies and procedures. Secure Bank lack robust security policies that define clear protocols for handling customer data, mitigating phishing attacks, and managing access control. Employees may not be adequately trained on secure best practices, increasing susceptibility to social engineering attacks. Incident response mechanisms are either inadequate or poorly enforced, leading to delayed or ineffective threat mitigation. Other than that, inadequate user authentication measures. For current authentication system may be reliant on weak password policies, making it easier for attacks to gain unauthorized access. The absence of multi-factor authentication (MFA) for both employees and customers increases the risk of unauthorized access through compromised credentials. Last but not least, insufficient privilege management and data protection. Employees may have excessive access privilege beyond their job requirement, increasing the risk of insider threats and data leaks. Lack of proper encryption and access control for customer data leads to vulnerabilities that can be exploited in case of breach. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Devendra and my matrix ID is 1128. So today I would like to recommend and elaborate on specific procedures and techniques that Secure Bank can implement to mitigate these issues. So the first is enhancing security policies and procedures. So the Secure Bank can establish and enforce a comprehensive cybersecurity policy that includes guidelines on data protection, phishing prevention, and access control. Other than that, they can also develop an incident response plan that ensures quick action during security breaches. And lastly, they can also conduct regular security audits to identify vulnerabilities and implement corrective actions. Secondly, they can also implement user authentication techniques such as multi-factor authentication and secure password management. So, they can enforce multi-factor authentication (MFA) for all employees and customers to add an additional layers of security. Then, they can also implement secure password management policies, including mandatory periodic password changes, minimum complexity requirement, and the use of password managers. And lastly, they can also introduce biometric authentication where applicable to further strengthen security. Next, they can also strengthen customer data protection measures such as data encryption, stricter access controls. So first, they can implement end-to-end encryption for all sensitive customer data, both at rest and in transit. Next, they can also utilize tokenization and pseudonymization techniques to minimize data exposure in case of a breach. And lastly, they can also apply role-based access control (RBAC) to ensure only authorized personnel can access customer data based on their job function. And lastly, they can improve privilege management practices such as user activity monitoring and separation of duties. First, they can implement the principle of least privilege (POLP) by granting employees only the necessary access permission required for their task. Next, they can establish a real-time user activity monitoring system to detect and respond to unusual or unauthorized access attempts. And lastly, they can enforce segregation of duties SOD to prevent conflicts of interest and reduce the risk of internal fraud. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sri Surya and my matrix number is 10DIT24F1251. So today I would like to talk about question number 3. Provide a step-by-step plan to educate employees on proper handling of customer information and compliance with updated security policies. So the first step is conduct initial security awareness training, which is organized mandatory cybersecurity training sessions covering phishing awareness, data protection policies, and secure handling of customers' information. And next is provide real-world phishing simulations to test employee response and reinforce good security habits. Step number 2 is implement ongoing education and updates. It means like scheduling monthly security newsletters and training refreshers to keep employees informed of the latest threats and the best practices, and which is used to create an internal knowledge base with updated cybersecurity policies, some facts, and some reporting procedures. The third step is establish a security culture, which means is encourage employees to report suspicious emails, activities, or potential security risks without fear or reprisal. Next is implement with a rewards based on the program to recognize employees who have followed the best security practices or identify the vulnerabilities. And the last step, step number 4, is conduct a regular security drills and evaluations, which means by running quarterly the security assessments, including penetration testing and employee compliance check. It uses performance analytics to identify areas where additional training is needed. And lastly, it's update training materials based on feedback and evolving cybersecurity threats.
As a conclusion, by addressing key security weaknesses and implementing the recommended security measures, Secure Bank can significantly improve its information security governance, strengthening policies, enhancing authentication techniques, enforcing privilege management, and educating employees will help mitigate security risks, protect customer data, and ensure compliance with industry standards. A proactive approach to cybersecurity will not only safeguard Secure Bank's reputation but also enhance customer trust and confidence in its service.